What meat to eat? That's the topic of today's video series presentation, Be Healthy by Choice. My name is Lucie Patel-Vařiková. I'm a health and wellness consultant and a Thermomix advisor, and I'm inspiring and teaching people of all ages how to eat real food and how to cook from scratch. So, the way our grandmothers or great grandmothers used to cook. Now, today's topic is about meat. All information is actually from a book called Nourishing Traditions. Let me share a screen with you. Hopefully, you can see it. And let's go forward. So, yes, Nourishing Traditions cookbook for children. So let's go. Do you know where your meat comes from? Fast food restaurants serve millions of hamburgers and chicken nuggets every day. But when was the last time you actually saw a cow or a chicken? Where does all this meat come from? Most meat come from animals raised on factory farms. Factory farms don't look like farms at all. The animals get very little sunshine, fresh air, or exercise because they are kept inside cages or buildings. Sometimes they are so crowded together they can hardly turn around. Factory farm feeds their animals corn and soy to fatten them up, but these foods are not very good for them. The animals get sick often, and because disease spreads so quickly on factory farms, they must be given antibiotics. Do you know where the fish you eat come from? At last, at least half of all fish eaten comes from aquafarms, which are like factory farms just underwater. The fish are crowded into tanks and fed corn and soy like land animals. Do corn and soy sound like natural foods for fish to eat? Have you ever seen corn or soy growing in the ocean? Of course not. In the wild, fish eat plankton, algae, and other fish. Farmed fish aren't as healthy for us to eat as wild fish. They have lower amounts of vitamins, minerals, and omega-3 fatty acids in them. In fact, farmed salmon aren't even the same color as wild salmon. The farms use a chemical to make the fish pink like wild salmon. Meat is supposed to be a life-giving food. An animal gives up its life so that we can eat and live. But the meat from animals on factory farms doesn't give life to anyone. The animals have miserable, unhealthy lives, and their death only brings more misery, because when we eat meat from unhealthy animals, it makes us unhealthy too. Should we stop eating meat so that animals won't have to suffer on factory farms anymore? Should we stop eating milk and eggs too? Animals certainly shouldn't have to suffer so we can eat, but is becoming a vegetarian or vegan the only solution? It's very difficult to get all the nutrients your body needs eating only plant foods. Where did people get their meat before there were factory farms? They either hunted and fished for wild animals or they raised their own animals on small family farms. Would you like to have your own farm? If you did, you could give the animals everything they need to be happy and healthy. You could raise them on sunny, green pastures where the cows could eat grass and the chickens could eat bugs and worms. Manure is always a problem on factory farms. It smells horrible and has to be cleaned up and hauled away. But when animals are raised on pastures and manure just goes back into the earth and helps more grass to grow. It also attracts bugs for the chickens to eat, and it can be used as a fertilizer for growing fruits and vegetables too. On family farms, nothing is wasted. Food scraps can be composted and used as fertilizer or fed to the chickens and pigs, whom, in return, give the family eggs and meat to eat. Even if you can't have your own farm, you could still help to stop the suffering on animals on factory farms. You can choose to only buy from farms with happy, healthy animals and that are raised on pastures, and to only buy wild fish that is caught from oceans and rivers. You can choose to buy eggs, milk, cheese, and butter from happy, healthy, pastured animals too. Giving thanks. Does it make you sad that an animal has to die so you can eat meat? Do you think you could eat meat from an animal you raised or hunted? It would be very different from ordering a hamburger at drive-through. Most of us don't like to be reminded that our burger was once a cow with big brown eyes. But it is right to eat meat without remembering the animal's sacrifice. Praying or giving thanks before eating is one way to honor and thank the animal and the Creator for giving us its life. We can also show honor by not wasting any part of the animal, eating not only the muscle meat, but using the fat, organs, and bones too. If we eat the whole animal, then fewer animals have to die. The fat, organs, and bones of animals are actually richer in vitamins and minerals than the muscle meat. When you cook meat, always save the drippings in the bottom of the pan. You can use them to make a nutritious sauce for the meat. Organ meats can be ground up and mixed with muscle meat to make meatballs and hamburgers. Bones can be used to make broths for soups and stews. Tofu. Is tofu a good substitute for meat? Tofu is made out of soybeans. Because beans are a seed, they need to be prepared properly to be healthy for us to eat. When soy is fermented into foods like tamari, soy sauce, natto, and tempeh, it's okay to eat, but not when it's made into tofu. Because of the phytoestrogens and other toxins in soy, it should never be eaten in large amounts as a replacement for animal foods. The traditional way to eat soy, as Asian cultures do, is in small amounts as a condiment with food. Indeed, when soy is prepared properly, it develops a strong fermented flavor that makes it difficult to eat in large amounts. So, have you been inspired? What kind of food would you like to eat? Or, in fact, where you would like to go to buy good quality meat? I hope so. Um, for some inspiring recipes, I'd like to invite you to join my channel, which is on Instagram. You can even check out my Facebook account, and of course, more videos will be coming in here on YouTube. Recently, I have made a lovely calf liver pate, so the recipe can be seen on my Instagram or the short video. And in fact, if you'd like to see a demonstration either online or in person, of the Thermomix, which I'm using for all my recipes, please feel free to contact me privately. I'd like to thank you for your attention and see you at my next educational video.